Today, I'm going to share with you some of the absolute worst offers and what's keeping you stuck and what's keeping you at side hobby, and some of the absolute best offers and what will actually help you grow and help you gain wealth as quickly as possible as you can in the industry, and also as strategically as possible, okay? The absolute worst thing that you can be doing in permanent makeup right now is offering discounts on your services, okay? We are in an aesthetic industry. We're in a luxury permanent makeup industry. And if your strategy is discounting, if it is working with an agency who wants to discount your brows, have you pay for ads, and then also pay them an arm and a leg, you're doing it all wrong, okay? I want to break down number one, just why this is really, really detrimental in so many ways. Not only are you applying a discount to your work, so you're working for less, you're also positioning yourself as a discount artist. So if, this is a really acceptable strategy if you are a new artist and you do offer discount work, right? We all start somewhere. But if you are even a slightly experienced artist, if you have a portfolio, if you have reviews, and you're still posting like discounts every so often, or just on your story to fill a slot, or just using it as a strategy because you think this will attract people, it won't. I am trying to be very, very nice when I say this because I see a lot of artists do it, right? Now, you might have an argument, if I post this last minute on my story to get someone to book, would that maybe incentivize somebody? Sure, I'm not saying it absolutely will never work, but remember, anytime you offer a discount and anytime you post it for a large amount of people to see, you are positioning yourself as someone who, frequents discounts. Think about it yourself. Like if like a med spa, or let's say just a business that you often do services like with, let's say I wanted to get lip filler, and I know that the place that I go often sends out like monthly texts for $200 off of a syringe. I'm waiting. I am definitely waiting until I get a discount on this. So think about your audience and when you post something like that. It's not going to fill your books with full price brows. It just truly isn't. So another flaw is that this is often what agencies use to get you bookings. And it's really, really a sad thing because it's sort of standardizing people now giving major discounts off these services, and then now clients are putting up a resistance to pay full price, which is why this huge barrier of trust and who's good and who's worth it has sort of creeped into the industry, right? Before we used to post a before and after and just get bookings from that. And now there's just more trust with people that we have to build in general. So I don't want to go off in a rant in that direction until I get to the best offer. But the problem with discount, even if it's $200 off, regularly $600, that might, in your mind, feel appealing to people that want to book with you. But again, you're lowering your income. If you're running it as an ad, you're paying people to book with you at a lower price. Your return on investment is going to be small. You're probably going to lose money if you're working with an agency running this offer. And you're attracting people who want cheap brows, right? If you've ever experienced the price shopper, the person who says, well, so-and-so can do it down the street for $200, $300, those are the people we want to attract, right? All of my clients who book with me understand the value of an experienced artist, someone who has put in the time, someone who can create flawless results, and that's who you want walking into your studio. So discounting will start to create a perception among your clients, your followers, that you offer discounts, that you are not a full-priced premium artist. So not only that, but again, less money in your pocket when you do this. It is not a strategy to attract and grow your business in the right direction, okay? This is a great strategy for absolute beginners who maybe want to run a model call type of ad. That's great and that's fine and that will work for you. Again, when you're a beginner, you can't really expect this huge income. This is not a get rich quick type of industry. So beginning advice, yes, discount your work, but do it strategically. Don't post it all over your page, and keep everything else looking very professional as you build. So another thing I want to sort of like stop and have you ask yourself is, if there's some artists, there's artists in the United States charging upwards of $1,000 for brows. I want you to ask yourself, like, why not you? Okay. And I know the answer for me years ago was, well, I don't have the demand. Like, how am I going to fill my books and raise my prices if I don't have demand? And yes, that's truly like such a large issue that a lot of artists, especially newer ones, and a lot of intermediate artists as well, have trouble solving. Because you need a system, right? That's the only way I was able to achieve a level of booked out and doing $900 brows, is having a demand system, right? A strategy that feeds me constant clients, and clients that are nurtured correctly, followed up with, and booked into my calendar, okay? A little shout out to Permanent Profits. That is the in-house booking system that puts consultations literally right into your calendar, local ladies that are paying absolute full price, and that is how I do 90% of my clients, okay? Referrals, they come, but they're slow. We don't want to rely on them, so that's why this system has absolutely changed my business. But let's talk about the second worst offer in permanent makeup. The second worst, this is where I'll call sort of that middle ground, is advertising your brows in sort of like a book now format. So this can work, but let me describe the breakdown. $500 brows, I think we could all probably agree that that's, within the median range. And we want to get someone, let's just say online, to just book our brows right away. So we are kind of talking paid ads here. All of these strategies can relate to paid ads, or just sort of like all of your organic posts. But if you're advertising the price and just trying to give a call to action of like book now, this can work, but the problem is a low return on investment. So whenever I'm doing permanent makeup, I know that these are intense procedures, right? It takes a ton of focus. It takes a lot of time. And if I know that I'm going to maybe run an ad and spend $1,000 in a month to get, a few appointments, I'm not really making that much money back. I hear from a lot of artists. I talk to artists every single day, and I'll always ask the question, have you run ads before? If so, like if they say yes, what's your return on investment? Like, are you tracking it? How much money did you spend and how many bookings did you get? So let's say you spent $1,000 on an ad that said, powder brows, book now, $500. It takes them right to your booking site. And let's say you get 4 bookings, okay? So you spent $1,000, you got 4 bookings. What does that mean if your brows are $500? It means you made $2,000, but it means you spent $1,000 and you're netting $1,000, and you just did 4 brow appointments. So that's not good. That's like doing brows at $250. So understanding what you put out and what you get back is absolutely crucial. With paid advertising today, the return on investment with an ad that goes directly to your booking page is just going to be significantly lower compared to a free consultation, right? This is a mid-ground offer because yes, if you do $300 brows and you do a direct to your booking page type of ad, I'm sure you could get some bookings, right? But that's not the best strategy that you could be using if you want to make real money. I also see agencies do this type of offer, but again, at the end of the day, if you do this by yourself and you're only making $250 profit from each brow, you're probably paying that agency at least half of that $250, and at the end of the day, you're just doing a bunch of work for no real income. So this is really, really frustrating because with this sort of mid-tier offer, you still need all of the knowledge to run a successful ad. You still need all of the outreach and all of the follow-up to convert clients. So it can get really, really exhausting to make close to nothing. The only upside to this offer is like you're getting people in the door, you're building your experience as an artist. Like every single time I do a client, even I'll do model clients still today, and I know that that's another person under my belt. That's another beautiful person I can put on my portfolio. That's another review that I can get. So you have to think about all the upsides to, just doing clients in general. But again, we want to be making good money doing this. That's when it feels complete. That's when it feels successful. And that's when it feels really like worth your time. And you want to sit there and deliver your absolute best result when you're getting paid good money to do so. Now, the drum roll, the absolute best offer. I've been using this for over a year now and absolutely killing it. Like, just to give an overview, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I went from literally my absolute worst month in permanent makeup. I think I did 2 clients. At that point, I wasn't really trying much anymore. I was like, this is a hobby. I've almost accepted that it was a hobby. And there was a switch that flipped. My brother came all in on my business, working on the AI end. And, I went all in on learning how to do profitable ads because ads work. There's so much potential. And now where I am and I'm seeing, looking back, successful businesses need consistency. They need bookings. They need strategy. So I was very, very lucky to now have a system that blew up my business. I mean, my worst month, like I just had said to you, 2 clients. I went from 2 clients to 13 clients implementing this system. So that was within 30 days. And then I just kept building from there and scaling from there and perfecting the system. So I do about 15 to 20 new full price powder brow clients now, and my brows are at $900. So in the past year, my whole business has completely changed. And that's why I'm sitting here today explaining these are the things that impacted my business 100%. I see artists that just fail, stop, close their doors all the time because there is a whole world underneath of what we think it is. If you have no business experience, no marketing experience, you're going in, you just learned brows, you're really excited. Well, that was me too, but I was naive, right? If you actually want to build, grow, and make real money, there's a lot more behind that. But the number one best offer and the best thing that you can do for your business right now is a free consultation or a paid consultation, but consult your customers. This is the most powerful offer, okay? What it does, it not only attracts a large abundance of people. I have approximately 300 women every single month that see my free consultation. I run this as a paid advertisement. And they're clicking and they're messaging me and they're answering, okay? This is not only attracting a large amount of women who are just interested. Maybe they're not interested at this moment, but they are interested. They're not price shoppers. There's no discount, displayed in front of them. It's just advertising, hey, come learn more about what I do. It looks very premium. It looks very professional. Yes, the downside of this, there is going to be some people who won't answer or, don't want to buy right now or just have a few questions. But the return on investment when done correctly with this method is so much higher than any method that you could be using to grow your business. Paid ads work. This is how I will run my business for the rest of my life when you do them correctly and you have the right system. And you offer a free consultation. There's not a whole lot of offers that we can do, right? It's discounts, it's consults, it's, a package maybe, but this will generate you bookings like you've never seen before. Of course, do you have to be good at your consultation? Yes. And if you haven't seen my other videos where I kind of jump into exactly what I do because it is so extremely effective, check that out. But as an example, when you offer a free consultation, opposed to, that $500 brow book now sort of offer, here is the comparison. So let's say I spend $1,000, and this is actually very accurate to what I do. I spend actually $900 per month on average on ads, but my example here says, let's say we spend $1,000 on a free consultation ad in a month. We're probably going to generate around 30 consultations, which is accurate to what I do in my business month to month. And we're probably going to generate anywhere between 15 to 20 full price appointments. Full price because they come in knowing well, that there's no discounts applied. And And they also aren't all going to book. Maybe not everyone is a complete best fit. Maybe they're not a good fit for you. Maybe you're not a good fit for them. But imagine spending $1,000 or $900 and booking 17 full price appointments. Depending on what your price is, type that calculation into your calendar right now, because trust me, it's a lot of money. And it's a lot of money because return on investment is very, very much considered and strategically done here. And you might be thinking, well, why does this work so much better than all the others? And it's because of trust. Straight up, trust is what is needed, okay? Maybe not 10 years ago, but this is what's working now. I can say this with confidence, right? I've done this for myself for over a year. I'm doing this for different artists every single day. This works, okay? If you watch one of my other videos talking about Ads Manager, how to set up an ad, I have a whole community. You could set this up within a day, see inquiries, and see that this works within days. And the only downside to a free consultation is it's going to take about 20 more minutes per person. But I can say with absolute honesty that at this point, I wouldn't even want to do a brow client without a consultation. Even my organic brow clients who reach out to me and want to book, I recommend they come in. Like, we get to set the expectation. We get to be on the same page. All of my clients are all very happy. They understand the expectation. This is only beneficial for both of us, right? Again, this works because you're building trust. You're removing fear from their end. You're instilling your confidence, your passion. You're genuinely getting to sit down and sell your service to them through emotions, right? Give them a little preview of what to expect. Like, talk it up. Talk about all the benefits. Talk about the real result from other clients that you've had. Show them videos, show them results. This is why people are willing to say, oh yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me put the deposit down right now. And 90% of those ladies have a deposit down before they leave, no questions asked. If you experience this, you would say, okay, I totally get why this is so effective, rather than someone seeing my ad 1 or 2 times online and they're just willing to give me their money just like that for a tattoo on their face. Consider what we're selling. We're the experts. We know how our results come out. We know that they can trust us, but they don't know that they can trust us. So that is why this offer converts like crazy. It's changed my life. It's changing the lives of other artists too every single day, which is beyond fulfilling for me. But if you haven't done this, you need to do this now. If you do this, but you just don't have the volume of bookings that you want, book a call with me below. If you're an experienced artist, if you do good work and you're watching this video because you want more knowledge on how to speed this up for yourself, just book a low pressure call. I love to connect with other artists. It's truly low pressure. I just want to tell you how I can help, and absolutely if I can help you. And I'll be straight up. If you are a beginner artist, I also offer so many resources, from everything I mentioned in this video to launching your ad, what to launch, what to say. I've included all of that in my school community, so definitely check out the links below. But again, these offers completely change the perception of your buyers and actually what direction you'll be moving in PMU. It's not easy, okay? It's not easy to stay alive. If you are someone who is always looking for ways to improve and new things to try to be successful, then you are on the right track. But remember, it will take work, it will take effort, it will take those consultations to really see a change in your business. So I hope this helped, and I look forward to connecting.